It has to.
Oh, hey, that's Taurus and Gemini, right?
I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie.
Oh, I love it. The stories from those stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the line? That's what the heart's called. And the arrow and oh, the lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh? Did Aunt Mr. Frost forget about them, maybe? Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well.
It seems she's got something to hide too. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Brown? What can we say?
Oh, I'd love to see it in action. Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's go show both of us.
Well, alright then. Be ashamed to raise a good headache.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a cool camera.
So aren't any negatives for us to reference? I assume Mr. Tango used the same camera during the contest? But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't you discover the body while the judging was still underway? Wait a minute.
Holy shit, that's the same hair.
That's body he just lowered. I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera in this picture, Mr. Mount. Thank you.
Instant camera added to the court record.
Mr. Frost's room added to the court record.
Detective Bad, Miss Scone. Are they done investigating?
Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene.
Even you off to Detective Bad.
Yeah, Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. And do things this way me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room.
What about?
About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. Well, he's candidate number 1 at the moment. There's the guy who made Frost's work.
But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room?
Got a photo of him right here. You need it. It's all yours.
Wait, what? Why would you just give it to us?
Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. Want the truth about this case to come out.
Detective. Really, Detective Bat? Mr. Von Karma wouldn't be happy about this.
Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. He's gonna stonewall my investigation, and I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. How can I, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bat. Wow! Can't believe you won him over, Mr. E. It's definitely nice to have a good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at that photograph.
Here! This is what Frost's room looks like right now.
Yikes! There's nothing left of his flavoured ice sculptures but puddles. The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue. Should compare this to the photo I just borrowed from Miss Bound. I assume that the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this?
Yeah, once I was out of the socket, the display case has lost power. And up the temperature went.
Looks like they were all connected to the same power strip. Do you have any idea when it was unplugged?
Nope, still working on that.
Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste. Well, it tasted good. Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite. And a salty bit. Trying to base that off. Like I said yesterday, I'm trying to base it off Kyle Hebbert's version of Edgeworth. Gemini's liar. Wait, that's why they're not strings? Because you am? Frost's sculptures were scrumptious. Except for the liar, which was salty. It's interesting that only one particular part of this one particular sculpture tasted different. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone? PH. So almost like a signature. Wait. PH, eh? Oh, well, there's some of those initials. Alright, well, Halleck, fucking dumbass. I thought it was a dying message or something. I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound, but are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well? Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work. sorry, but I don't believe you have a more personal connection to his work than that. I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions. It shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Which two items point to Mr. Frost? And this is the first.
Take that! Take that!
Yep. Miss Gunn found the two letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work.
PH? Should it be AF?
You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's a seal we found at the crime scene. Seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And then pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind letters PH. The same pottery mark we see imprinted on the bottom of the items in the teeth.
The same pottery mark.
We have already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Halleck. From that we can assume that these same letters were marking the item as a piece. A fact of which you are well aware, correct?
You mean Paul Halleck was...
That's right, Detective. Artie Frost had no identity. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least, as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For, you see, Mr. Frost was, in fact, none other than famed sculptor Paul Halleck.
What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halleck were the same person?
But it's not like the marks had to copy you. Anyone who's seen it could fake being in with it. Not exactly conclusive proof. And Frost was who you say he was.
It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the police.
Alright. I'll have the boys look into it.
So you admit it? You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was? And, to be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? You're sweating. The photograph of Mr. Frost's room, I'd like to know when it was taken.
Oh, I must have gone mixed up in one Samson took during the judging.
Objection!
I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging. That you've had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tango had the chance to visit Mr. Frost. And that's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. I suppose so. And this suggests that you took only two pictures. One of Mr. Frost's body and one of his room. Down a piece of evidence that says otherwise.
You do?
The piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took two pictures.
that!
The camera? You gave the picture of the body to the police, and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me. Oh, when you gave us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth, too. 3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures out of a total of 20. You took more pictures. I want to know what of. I need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you were really up to. I'm so sorry. I confess.
These are all shots of Frost's room.
I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle.
And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait! Don't tell me it was you.
It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was. You are? Why? Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halleck's work, as you know. It's petrified nothing like to know what with the investigation that was going on. So I thought he at least captured the sculptures.
And how did that make them melt?
Alright, so let me update with his real name. Yeesh. By mistake, are you sure? Didn't notice at the time, but I could have been so careless as to cause loss of his fine necklaces. That seems a little convenient to me. I'm not sure I believe it. But I'm not in a position to refute it either. Please, don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth. Listen! No hard feelings, Miss Bound!
Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps.
Oh, what a surprise. He is back. Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. Linger for as long as you like. The answer is still the same. You are not part of this investigation. Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. Seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness. Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's workload. What? What is the meaning of this?
No concern of mine. Didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Gamma agrees.
Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why? Sure, I would. Silence! You are not to give the attorney even this tiniest shred of information. Duly bound, you're coming with me. I have reason to believe that you are an accomplice of the accused Samson Tango. No, I will be interrogating you personally, so you better get your story in order. Wait, please. I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because? Bad, Gusto, and you, Scott. I have questions for all of you, and I expect answers. Fine by me. He took literally everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time to get going anyway. It is rather late. Snow's let up. Guess my stomach's in agreement too. Alright, let's go grab a burger. before my own stomach starts rumbling too.
Sounds good to me. Let's suit up and rest up. We need to be fine for tomorrow.
We will indeed, and our first port of call will be with Mr. Tango. December 25th, 10 a.m., Detention Center, Visitors Room.
Hey, it's Miss Bound.
She looks rather tired. Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, no, he really only seemed interested in how I mounted those sculptures. You able to see Mr. Tango too?
Detective Bad, what are you doing back there?
Oh, just happened to be here. Getting back to the scene soon.
Not sure how anyone just happens to be at a detention center, but okay.
Good morning.
Mr. Tango, what happened to you? Oh no, Samson, what did they do to you?
They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little. Tired. They're not letting you sleep.
That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad?
Not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karman's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing my kind of help.
It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now, if it went for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tango in his own way, it seems. Alright, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tango.
You got it, Mr. E. My notepad's at the ready.
Mr. Tango, we found out quite a bit if you'd like to hear it.
Of course, thank you.
Are you alright, Mr. Tango? You seem kind of spaced out.
I'm fine, I think my blood sugar might be running a little low.
Samson.
Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost?
Is that chocolate for me?
I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tango, but the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so.
Oh, that's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose.
There must be some way we can hand them to him.
I hope Detective Bad is noting meaningful looks in his direction.
Let me take a look at them. They seem legit. I might consider passing them on to the suspect.
Thank you, Detective Bad.
My hero.
I'm touched. Thank you, Detective.
Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Yeah.
You don't know how much this means to me.
Yeah, keep it down, will ya? For both our sakes.
Of course, Detective. I won't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now to sample these treats.
Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot.
I didn't do it for you. It was my call.
Guess you're not such a bad guy after all.
Fender, the door's that way.
Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Whether your handwork, Judy. Yes, how are they?
Feel them melt. Soft and smooth. Chocolate nattle, comfort and soothe. Ear to ear. Head to toe. Smile and savor the taste as it flows. Delicious. They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and dose of flavorful. Thank you.
I'm so glad you liked them.
And I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Doing that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair.
Wow, is the food really that bad?
Just the usual. French fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that.
French fries are unbad. Replace the ham sandwich with sausage rolls.
Yes, and yet I could not taste feel.
Anyway, heading back to the scene.
Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share?
Oh yeah, you're right about the victim's identity. Ross worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halleck.
Artie Frost was Paul Halleck. I never would have imagined.
Oh, Mr. Halleck. So a famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh?
This all would certainly explain why Mr. Halleck was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public.
He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now.
He never finished his greatest masterpiece?
Nah, seems he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the winter constellations.
Winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini?
So the shoe he made out of ice would have completed this.
Yeah, now they're nothing but puddles.
What a bummer.
So sorry. Oh no, Miss Bound. I wasn't blaming you.
One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make.
The murder victim gained fame as a sculptor in France under a pseudonym.
Which means he was always jumped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt.
I guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest?
None. Guy didn't even tell his family.
I see.
Alright, we gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer.
Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good one. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Someone who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in.
And to scare the pants off of anyone new he meets.
Now you're going to tell me about what you learned yesterday. Of course, allow me to give you a full report. Thank you for that, and allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf.
So sorry.
It's fine, Mr. Tango. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth. And would you mind if I asked you a question or two?
By all means,
I'll gladly share all that I can. God, my voice from change, just realized. What can you tell about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest?
Let's see.
There was Miss Gong. I loved it. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, and so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Gusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up to the semi-final. But disappointingly enough, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-final. Which was tasted identical to Mr. Frost's. It might have looked a lot different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing.
Huh? What exactly does this book taste like?
Or there should be a photograph back in my box. Much appreciated, Miss Bound. What to be the first entry for the finals? That was Julie's supply. So you're able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime? Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened after I completed it. Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I played it, so I took the liberty of sampling it. Part of the lyre. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I'm sorry, but are you saying that the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that, if you don't mind. You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tango, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the part you tried was the lyre, the one shown here without any strings. Oh, there was strings originally. That was the part I ate. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tango ate them all, and he enjoyed them? Miss Scone told us she ate part of the lyre as well. She said it was far too salty for it to finish. Then it's true. The truth is, I suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors, and I suspect I've been suffering from it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice it, but there's no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seems so bland.
But your taste buds are your livelihood.
Even if there were some long-term treatment options, I doubt it will cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for proper evaluation. Or that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back at my mansion. You do? I do. You can take a look at it for yourself. Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney and I have no secrets from him. What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that even Judy.
Yes, Samson?
There's more to life than just me. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live, because I won't always be around.
Miss Bound! Geordie. Look, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her? Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own.
What do you mean?
The Halik collection. The candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, or what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and to choose her own destiny. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on what life has to offer because of me. I guess that makes sense.
He really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? What parent wouldn't do everything they can to protect you? That's exactly how he feels inside.
Yeah, Miles. I look forward to learning more. Counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth. We're back to believe you, Mr. Tango, every day. And Judy too.
Mr. Tango, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract confession. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to help. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as the case lasts. It will make it that much harder for me to save you.
I understand and I'll try.
I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tango. You have my word on that.
December 25th.
Back to the mansion. Contest venue. Fountain. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier.
Yeah, thanks for Tom.
What are you talking about?
There's nothing to be shy about it.
Never mind that now. Guessing you two are back here. I can investigate some more.
Yeah, indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tango.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown.
What? We need to see the other rooms.
This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume.
Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. Don't expect to speak with anybody, except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone. I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers.
This is all just a game to him. Why does he have to go so far?
So what's your plan of action?
Same as before, but I can help you uncover the truth, like I promised.
You have my back.
Don't you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you in your bag of dirty tricks.
Detective, have you conducted a brief investigation in the area?
Sure, like I said, the area is off bounds. That's why you won't be seeing those rooms again.
That's fine, as long as there's at least some way of continuing the investigation, we'll make do. Begin investigation. This is quite the trophy.
Awarded to Tango! First place, International Confectioner's Associate. Annual Spectacular.
Made of candy. Guess it wasn't meant to last forever.
Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right?
I doubt it's anything quite that deep. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tango. But they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. Testament to both his character and his professional achievements. The imagination of Bacon Bob's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet, it's gonna be on to watch it. She's still looking kinda down in the dumps, Mystery. She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tango had to say. Oh, Miss Gunn sure knows how to make a cute cake. We love the design and flavour of Mr. Crystal and Mr. Frost Century too. And even was, as Samson mentioned earlier, the taste exactly the same. Was there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final? Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this? I've seen this book before.
It's in the chocolate frame. In Tango's room.
What? The cue's in the Ultimate Cookbook? But not a book of design recipes, I take it. Oh no, we told the contestants. So the contestants all knew what the Ultimate Cookbook was the whole time. So if I understand correctly, the Ultimate Cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for medicines.
Well, why make it the grand prize? But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mrs. Tango is the sole heir to the Tango family. Fortune, perhaps you've heard of the Tango Group? Tango Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before. How did my Australian accent turn into a Liverpoolian one?
It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons.
Oh yeah, that new Cold Killer Pro has been making some real waves since it went on sale. I always reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling in the weather.
Which is never, as far as I've seen.
I'd like to hear more about the Tango Group, if you don't mind. So did Mr. Tango not want to take over for his parents and go into the family business? No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery. But why would he make himself? But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest? He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own. He's tired of it. It would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away.
I bet the board of directors loved that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else.
The Tango Group wanted her to win the book back for them. So you knew she was a pharmacist all along?
Yes, Anomia, I told her to appeal to Samson's case. I tried to help her win.
But why?
I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the time brokers. If I could put fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him.
So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in.
But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either. And he still made it all the way to the final just like she did. Not bad.
If indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time?
I'll have some too. Get used to die for Miss Bound. Well, how could I possibly refuse?
Yeah. Figured not to be vain.
You know, I think that cheered her up a little.
It seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tango and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bob. There's some of the fine few things in here I found made of candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed?
Hands off! I checked them out. They're real.
Checked them out how exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, detective?
Didn't touch them. On my hands, at least.
Did he? Never mind. I didn't really picture it. There's a drum set here decorated to look as if it were made of cakes. It was played on Bacon Bob. Detective, about these drums.
We already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. No sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not relevant to the case.
You've already done on your homework, I see.
You like lollipops a little too much. I'm no sucker.
A Santa Claus statue. This made of candy too.
And all these are Tangro's room. So yeah, could be he made that thing too.
Speaking of Santa, that reminds me, I still need to find a present for Miles. I wanted an attorney badge. I wonder if Mr. Tango would make him out of candy for me if I asked.
There's the door to Gusto's room.
Guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way.
Big handlers like that. Must be a bull.
I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in winter. Therefore, this must be a female.
Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys.
They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, detective.
Scone's room is through here.
It's marked by a snowman. Candy snowman, I look at it.
Oh yeah? Well, I'll be.
He is really silent, but he isn't thinking of making that into his next lollipop, is he? It's a Christmas tree made from candy.
Here's candy statues of everyone on edge. If Hans get here, that's our scene ruined.
Yes, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating?
Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir.
And? What did you find?
Chocolate and what looks like the kind of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tonko's work. The flavors and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures.
Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right here to this fountain. This is how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there.
That's not all, sir. We also found blood.
What? Why is there blood in the water?
Think back to our investigation of the murder scene. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. Oh wait.
You're right.
Yeah. I remember that from yesterday. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest that had moved. I believe that the blood probably belonged to him.
Take that!
The victim, huh? I'll have the guy compare it. Like the blood on the murder weapon. It's a match. The blood in the fountain. It's Frost's.
But why would someone have sent the victim's blood downstream and into the fountain like this? Investigation complete. We've learned a little more about the participants. There are still more questions involving Mr. Gustav.
Objection!
Silence, you're not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? That's not all. I also have questions around whether he submitted for some finals. The perfection of Mr. lacking design sense and scope to rivet in space. Mr. Gustav could not hope to enter a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there's some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gustav a few more questions. This story still doesn't quite add up.
Me neither.
I need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you? Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Kalb, I'm already in the middle of my investigation into Gustav. There is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gustav, in which case... Fine, then allow me to take you up on more. Very well, what is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gustav and Mr. Frost. Allegro already. A simply matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all. That's all I have to say to you. What? But that don't help us at all. We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. It's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something.
Objection!
I wonder if you could look at the two confections in the foreground for me. Mr. Von Karma, they were made for the contest semi-finals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, would you agree? Get to the point. As nameplates suggest, these were Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that confectionery design was for Mr. Strong's suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned when we witnessed that their two entries also tasted exactly... What are you suggesting? It is an icon it. Let's take a close look, shall we? Yeah, no shit. You know he omits information so he can get guilty verdicts. Pistol!
Objection! Objection!
They weren't working together during the finals. Find that a little hard to believe. gone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. While he has certain skill, I doubt even he could have been become a world-class confectioner overnight. It is far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the process. How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. How is that not an entirely subjective statement? Furthermore, you ignore another crucial part of the process. Namely, that she also describes Frost's work as having been unbearably slow. In other words, your evidence all actually shows that Frost failed to produce. No more objections. I take it. There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating. Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind. Yes, what is it, Eddie? Mr. Frost and Chief of Finals, wouldn't they have taken a while to make? I would imagine so. Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done all that and help Mr. Gusto with his work? If it was me, I would have barely gone as far as the setting the flavored water up to freeze part. Just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. Yeah, careful. That'll blow his ego when he takes on your son as an apprentice. Perhaps there's some loyalty instinct. God damn it. Thanks to the hiccup in my voice went a few octaves. Perhaps there's some loyalty instinct inside you after all, Eddie. Your pondering certainly points to another possibility. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze in large blocks of flavor ice to feed his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. Nope. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then what he would have had to do was... What are you muttering about now? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realised something, that's all. I realised that you're correct. What, mystery?
You know what you're doing?
Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we? The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day of her final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's inkjet was carved entirely from blocks of flavor. Ice he could have needed at least a day to freeze, and whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared on Mr. Gusto. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return? can hardly be expected to read the minds of the
Objection!
dead. Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gustav. So why don't you let us speak with him? Do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? How dare you call my methods into question? Try to change it for when I eventually get back to doing normal Phoenix Light. So it's a work in progress, hence why it keeps going up a few and down a few octaves. That's not my intention, I'm just trying to understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gustav. One good reason? Certainly. The how and why of Frost and Gustav's collaboration have been absolutely no.
Objection!
How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive.
Objection!
Could it indeed? Then why didn't Gustav himself tell me all about it? Why didn't the manual seem so keen on refusing to share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me how something back with preposterous suspicion. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. Imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what that suspicion action was. Which means it's probably a trap. Well, cat got your thumb? Even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room. I'm still in why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect. If that is your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I knew it. It was a trap. We're saving this for a child, but consider the days of things to come. Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at these. Nuts. Gustav and Frost, and the son. That was before you got the scar. But why? Seems there's something attempted to say. Gustav was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion. A concern that got just proved was entirely wrong. Gustav's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe it. He's never going to let me talk to Mr. Gustav. Now, if you're quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things we get along with. That's not self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to get on with. What do we do, Mystery? Mr. Tango has finished to become figure something else. Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? There's a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. The prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tango. Surely I have all the need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? Something on your mind, Mystery? We're missing something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with a prosecution of Mr. Tango. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bat?
Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Barry's probably got a hand in that too.
In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence of him that went missing. Yeah. Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tango's room, but in a most unusual place.
It's a match. Blood in the fountain. It's Frost's.
So there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tango's room. It was found in the fountain. Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. But traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Who knows? And don't call me Shirley. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to it? Mystery? You may have heard rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods, fabricated written statements, shady deals, forged evidence. Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff. What's that got to do with us right now? I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone, even Mr. Von Karma. And I'd best not let my preconceptions color. Twisted drink? You didn't play him dirty? I fear he might have been, and still is. I'm not about to let him get away with it. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney. Yes, sir.
Hold it!
Yes, what is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really, you mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences. How about you go fuck yourself?
Objection!
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of the crime is? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not in the light of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one is convicted. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt. My perfect
Objection!
Even though this case is one you lose. And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? And I've thought you would have done yourself already. But now you intend to accuse me of something. I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn.
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body.
What?
He doesn't have the body?
Objection!
Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. I'll tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong if you can. I'm afraid you are. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations.
Objection!
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloodied chocolate. Why did it disappear? Where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. The body was still at the scene when the police were here. Removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. Someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, and hold in perfect sense. What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain? But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? What evidence I have that shows where the blood from Mr. Tungrove's room went?
Take that!
Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tungrove's room.